Today is May 29, 2024. Our reflection is entitled Redeemed by Love, Embracing Servanthood. First reading. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. Beloved, realize that you were ransomed from your futile conduct, handed on by your ancestors, not with perishable things like silver or gold but with the precious blood of Christ as of a spotless unblemished lamb. He was known before the foundation of the world but revealed in the final time for you, who through him believe in God who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God. Since you have purified yourselves by obedience to the truth for sincere brotherly love, love one another intensely from a pure heart. You have been born anew, not from perishable but from imperishable seed, through the living and abiding Word of God. For all flesh is like grass, and all its glory like the flower of the field. The grass withers, and the flower wilts, but the word of the Lord remains forever. This is the word that has been proclaimed to you. Gospel. Mark chapter 10, verses 32 to 45. The disciples were on the way, going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus went ahead of them. They were amazed, and those who followed were afraid. Taking the 12 aside again, he began to tell them what was going to happen to him. Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and hand him over to the Gentiles who will mock him, spit upon him, scourge him, and put him to death, but after 3 days he will rise. Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said to him, Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. He replied, What do you wish me to do for you? They answered him, Grant that in your glory we may sit one at your right and the other at your left. Jesus said to them, You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the chalice that I drink or be baptized with the baptism with which I am baptized? They said to him, We can. Jesus said to them, The chalice that I drink, you will drink, and with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right or at my left is not mine to give but is for those for whom it has been prepared. When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at James and John. Jesus summoned them and said to them, You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. In the first reading, we are reminded of the precious cost of our redemption. Peter speaks of how we were ransomed from our futile ways, not with perishable things like silver or gold, but with the precious blood of Christ, a lamb without blemish or defect. This passage calls us to recognize the incredible value of our salvation and to live in reverent fear, loving one another deeply from the heart. We are born again through the enduring Word of God, which stands forever. In the Gospel according to Mark, Jesus foretells his suffering and death, highlighting the true nature of his mission. The disciples, however, are concerned with positions of honor in the coming kingdom. Jesus teaches them that true greatness comes from being a servant to all. He explains that he came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. This passage challenges us to adopt a posture of humility and service, following Jesus' example. Both readings emphasize the themes of redemption and servanthood. Peter's words remind us of the profound sacrifice that secured our salvation, urging us to respond with sincere love and reverence. Jesus' teaching in Mark calls us to embrace a life of service, finding greatness in humility and self-giving. Today, I will reflect on the immense sacrifice Jesus made for my redemption and let that inspire a deeper love for others. I will look for ways to serve those around me, especially in humble and unnoticed ways, following the example of Christ. By embracing a heart of servanthood, I will strive to honor the price that was paid for my salvation and live out the love that God calls us to embody. If you found this video meaningful, I invite you to show your support by hitting the like, subscribe and share button as this will help us reach more people with these reflections. Together, we can create a community that seeks wisdom and spiritual growth.